It appears that we're recording, and I have shared the screen. Okay, so go ahead and start Android Studio. I assume you have already, and start a new project. I thought it might be helpful to do this from scratch. And this is going to be web content. We can name it web content. On tablet, empty activity. I'm trying to decide if we need to remove the compare activity and change it to activity to simplify our work. It's probably a good idea. Okay, so let me magnify here. Okay, so go into the builder script in the module, and then we're going to remove the dependency to the app.compat files. Okay. And then we're going to go into activity. And now we're going to change, we need to import Android app activity. We're going to be inheriting directly from the activity, and we don't need this file. It will gray out here in a moment. And then we need to change the extends from app.compat and make it to extend the activity. So we can delete the line where it imports on app.compat. And lastly, go in the res file, in the res folder rather, in the styles. So various styles.
Sorry, we imported just Android app?
In the Java?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we imported activity.
What did we do in the build again?
I'm sorry?
I missed the build part.
Okay, so the build part, I'm going to go back to the build. In the Gradle, in the dependencies at the bottom, there are there's two compile statements that you need to remove: the appcompat v7 line and the file3 line. So delete those two.
So just the 2 lines.
Correct. Right. Yeah. The 2 lines in the dependency, and then make the changes in the activity, in the main activity. Eric, did you do it, or you just watching? Okay. Awesome. And then finally, in the styles, we're going to change the theme because it's referring to appcompat, and we're going to make it hollow instead of appcompat. Aaron, do you think that might have been the problem with yours by any chance?
The what?
The appcompat, was this related to you're seeing some different issue?
Yeah, it was a problem with AV.
Okay.
Virtual device.
Doesn't like this one. I wonder why it doesn't like that.
You're missing the Android before to.
Oh, there you go. Android. Very good. Okay, so let's fix that. And the no reds in the project. I just had to substitute the parent for the app theme was referring to appcompat, so I replaced that with a hollow and add the Android. So next, then we're going to change the layout. So this was just the appcompat, and now we're going to change to the frame layout. So I'm going to close the styles, the values, go into the layout, activity main. And so this is a brand new project, and as you can see, it's referring to the relative layout, which is the default layout. And we're going to change this in the XML where it says relative layout. I should not have deleted the layout word, but we're going to place frame layout. And now if I go in the design view, we are now referring to the frame layout. So the frame layout allows you to add, when you add widgets, they sort of stack on top of one another. So you add one and then the other one, and they stack upon each other. And the other thing is that we don't need this hello world, so I'm going to delete it. The text view. So I'm in the XML, so we have the text view and the design view. So delete the hello world. And now I'm going to go back to the design. And if you think it's more helpful to not use Magnify, let me know. I don't know what's best for you guys. Is Magnify helping or not?
No,
It is? Okay. All right, so then we need to add the progress bar and the WebView. So we're going to add a normal progress bar. And the web view, which is right here.
large?
The progress bar I selected was normal. And now we have in the frame progress bar and WebView. And I'm going to go back in the XML now. Here's the progress bar and the WebView. And I'm going to make a couple changes to the XML. For the WebView, we're going to match parent for the width. And we're changing the gravity to center. But remember, the gravity allows you to center your widget, or position your widget rather, in relation to the container element. And for the progress bar, we're going to let's see here. Actually, I'm sorry, the gravity for the progress bar is going to be center. And we don't need the gravity for the web view, so you can delete that. And for the web view, we want to match the parent for both width and height. So the web view widget is going to allow us to load a mobile-friendly page. If the page is responsive or it's enabled for mobile, then this is the kind of page that can get displayed with a web view widget, and that's what we're going for. And I think I showed you last time, and we're going to use the progress bar to just show progress while the page is loading, which in our case took a long time because we're going through the listenet here. All right. And so here is our web content with a web view. Because we're working with a web, we have to go out on the web. We need to add a permission in the manifest file, and that's something new we haven't done. So go ahead and open the manifest. So that's another XML file in its own manifest folder. And after the package and before the application, we're going to add a comment. The comment style is the same as with the HTML, as a matter of fact. So this permission is required for the web view widget. And it's a user's permission. Oh, permission name is really overly, okay. So permission name. And we want the Android, as you can see here, a pull down menu. The one we want is Android permission internet. Okay, there is no reason for this to be because of the we go. Okay. I don't know why this should not, I don't know if this is even an error because there is no problem here, so I'm not sure what's the complaint about.
Well, you have a
Do I have some type of,
underscore after permission, not without. In the name, the permission dot internet. Underscore internet.
no, this is coming up fine. So, are you guys getting the red as well or not?
No.
All right, let me retype it real quick. There is no reason for this to happen. So users permission name. Here we go. I'm just using all the defaults. So anyway, I don't know what that was about, but this is fine now. And one other change to the manifest file for the WebView to be able to handle the change in orientation. If you're changing orientation, you need to add one more element also in the manifest file, and that's a config changes property. So this is going to go in the activity and before the intent filter. Android config changes is equal to keyboard hidden or orientation or screen size.
Where's the beginning of the
So these guys actually need to belong in the activity. So I don't know why it ended up being out here. Yeah.
There's an extra
That was not actually, I was closing the activity, but I think I just completely destroyed here my code. So just 1 second. I just made Control X. Okay, so just give me 1 second to restore my state here. So we need to have an activity. And this is the closing is for the activity. So yeah, you're right, actually. This is extra, okay? And then we need to have
Oh,
Widgets.com example. going to recreate this. What is it? Web content, main activity. I think this is it, right? Why is this application?
I closed that one.
Which one here?
The application, I put it was bracket, not with the slash. Just with the
We
slash.
yeah, but these are attributes. Okay.
So they should all be in the activity, not in the application.
They should be in the application, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, well, I guess see if this would work because the application contains the activity. So I guess the closing tag. All right. If that's not giving us errors, then we'll continue like this. Save all.
Should we put that closing bracket after app theme at the end of screen size instead?
That's what I would like to do if it allows us. Let's see here. There you go. Okay, so the activity closes here, the application closes here. Okay, I think that's what we need to have. So the activity contains, so these attributes actually belong to the activity, not to the application. And I think we are good to go now. Is anyone else besides me having issues at this point? Or are you set up with it? I did something weird. I did control X something that was not supposed to. So as long as you're not having red, then I think you're okay.
Green.
This work closely
The
resembles the
new
conditional.
keyword orange.
Network is it's fine. Okay. Because she has the infinity standing up here, whereas this thing has that within the application, but after these things. And it's not giving errors with either of them. Will it be different in practice?
Oh, because of the Android label.
So you're saying all this is an application level? Yeah, I mean, this is the application level as well, but these are only within this, not within this. Right.
So your activity is up here on the same line, Brianna.
When you float on top of the application, why does it give you those kind of errors? The app is not indexable by Google search. Like if you just hover over it.
Because we haven't talked about intents yet, so this is a upcoming topic. So
Oh, okay.
It's not the Google search engine algorithm is looking for intents is part of how it creates the
Okay.
page views.
Cool.
And we haven't added this yet. All right, so hopefully the manifest file is restored back to the way it needs to be. And now we're going to go to the main activity and add the code to actually make this work. So we have a onCreate, and we have the onCreate save instance state, and so these two lines are going to remain as they are. And now we're going to create a WebView widget WebView, and we need to import it. Prompt me. All right, it doesn't want to prompt me, so we need to import WebKit, WebView, sorry, Android WebKit, WebView. So we have a WebView. WebView is equal to WebView find view by ID of r.id.webview. And next we need a progress bar. So we have a final progress bar is equal to progress bar find view. Do you remember why we are casting them? Because it returns Eric.
I had a question. What is the final mean again?
It means we're creating like a constant. We're not going to be changing it. And so we need to import here the progress bar. It actually did it this time. And we're working with these two widgets. And the next step in the process is to enable JavaScript. So by default, JavaScript is disabled when you use the WebView widget, and then we're going to enable it. So other comment, enable JavaScript. So WebView set. So actually we need to import a WebView client. So let's go up here. Let me import all of them. We need to import a couple more widgets. And we need to import Android, WebKit, Web Chrome client. And import Android, WebKit, WebView client. Oops. So now we're going to say WebView.getSettings. And set, so you get the settings and then set JavaScript enabled to true. And the next part is going to be to load the URL. And so what we want to do next is to tell it to use the web widget rather than the default browser of the phone. And this will be the next step. So other comment, load URLs in the WebView widget. Don't use the browser app to load them. So WebView, set view client, which we just imported to a new WebView client. And now we're going to, instead of closing it here, we're going to actually open a curly brace and then override a method of this class. So it's an anonymous method, anonymous function. Public Boolean should override URL loading WebView view and string URL. Return false. So it didn't like, maybe I mistyped the name of the method. Let's see here. So view client, set view client, new client should. Okay. The problem is that the URL is not in a cap case, so if you fix that, then it's accepting the method.
What did you do to get it to accept?
I had typed the URL with all uppercases, and it's a uppercase URL. I think I said it's an anonymous method. This is an anonymous class. What we're doing here is by calling the new web client, it's an anonymous class, so correction. And the next step after this is going to be to display the progress bar until the page is loaded. So add a comment, display progress bar until the page is 100% loaded. So we're going to call the set from client. And again, WebView, view, and int progress. Sorry guys, these are parameters further down. So the parameter we're passing to the web Chrome client is going to be actually a new web Chrome client. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to override this for now. Override public void on progress changed. WebView, view, and then int progress. And if progress is equal to 100, progress bar set visibility to view.gom. We need to import view.
Scott, can you scroll up a bit, please?
Yeah. In fact, we need to scroll up to add the view. But so import Android view. I just typed it. So we need to import the Android, and then this gets resolved. Else, progress bar dot set visibility to view dot visible. Make sure to close the anonymous class with a curly brace, parent, semicolon. And then the last step would be to load the URL. Load URL. And we're just going to use the Murak website, which we know it's mobile friendly. And then after we get this working, you can, if you like, you can change it. So let's start a device and see if this works as it should.
What was the last line?
The last line is the line that is going to load the URL. After we run this, we're going to go and investigate some of the classes with the Android documentation so you can see where they come from. Okay, I have to close this for a second.
So our issues are almost always.
Don't you need to see,
The code. Okay.
It didn't take, mine's not, I can already tell it's a mess.
Well, there's a typo here, so that's the first progress. So this one is easy.
So progress.
Yeah.
Bar.
No, this is just progress. It's the integer that you're
Oh,
passing.
okay. But even before that.
Let's take a look. Let's go.
So it's not accepting.
Okay, so you need that.
Because the view, the second view is capital because it's a class.
Okay.
No?
And then the
Wait, it's
over.
still not like it. Oh, because you have a dot there.
Okay.
All right. So let's see, what is the,
It didn't
must be
accept that one.
looks like there's a typo here, so, shit, I'm getting allergies myself.
Oh.
Barely able to see what's going on. You look like you're little typo.
I could die right now.
But you're here, that's
I
amazing.
know.
Try to not keep it long. Okay, so should override the
Yes.
URL.
It didn't accept my override for some reason.
No, the override is spelled correctly, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then it must be the method. So it's either it must be the spelling of the method. I can't think what else it is.
It's, yeah, it's probably, I mean, usually that's like this quote. But you don't have that.
I know. I typed it over and over again. It's so weird.
Yeah. Click on the
Can I retype it?
Yes. Yeah.
It looks fine.
Let me check that.
Webcam.
Yeah, I think the storage really does.
kept trying.
So then, I think that also wasn't working. And it's not working. So we can find this question. When I come
Oh, wait. There's no. Okay. Okay, so maybe there is coming from down here, but why is it? Okay, so pros, ouch. Okay, so this definitely, we don't want that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, did you do this?
Is it like, but it's easier to start. Okay. And, here. Did you close this one? Oh, maybe that's what it is.
It's gotta be like.
So we have the first one, and the second one is. I don't understand.
We have.
And then it doesn't like flow. Oh, maybe.
An app team already altered. Right.
Why is it not? You're not using the web client, so maybe that has. Why is it not using it? I don't know. Here. Nice. I think we're almost here now. Just take some time. Okay, so we have a couple. So you have, I think you're not using some class because it's not highlighting it. So you have a WebView set. Okay, here we go. I think we found it now.
So there's maybe something you missed, maybe deleting all the.
WebView client. Oh, I did the other one.
With that, change the theme, right? Change the theme and the styles.
So the WebView client to a new WebView client.
Same problem. Everybody misses something you did or something.
There you go. Yay! No, there's something else. Yes, here. I didn't There's something finish else. Okay. this. Yeah, you're So this was just a different class series. great. Okay, thanks. Okay, good. So
Yeah, I did that.
Well,
having got more resolved.
we okay with it?
It says, not resolved.
yeah. Oh, did you rebuild the project?
Java.
Did you put in the bill?
Or you try to rebuild this
Was it always there? Or
Yes.
No, not that same.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's factory built.
That's what I mean. It didn't work. It's not fine.
Yeah, it takes you back to the start.
But at least it's our fault. So our issues are
Right, it looks like it.
How did you get that orange?
not. Here's just the way. What about your manifest?
You have an issue too?
Mm.
Or clean build.
I just rebuilt that. It's great.
Clean, say clean and then build.
Clean build.
So it's not funny right now. It's not too much. Okay, so what I would like to do is, can I take this for a second? Let's see if this runs. There are some issues we need to track down, but let's at least test our app to see if it works. And then we're going to do lap time, and then Aaron and I are going to troubleshoot. And those of you whose project works fine, then you can work on the exercises at the end of chapter 5. And we might have another demo after the break. But let's see if this one works as expected.
Oh, control.
And then I'll look at some. We'll do some troubleshooting. But those of you that are finished with this example, then you can start working on the exercise at the end of the book.
I should remove those styles.
Oh yeah, this always gives a problem.
Yes, these are all application level.
Did yours work? Did it load? Yeah, it did load.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like the progress bar is showing up.
It's like a little gray rotation. That's what it is.
But I can see
I didn't see it.
So what, the application level properties, how come, why did you put those in the activity properties?
Because I was getting reds and it wasn't working, and I just changed it to get it to work. There was no other result.
Oh, okay.
I was surprised. I was actually saying I don't know why this worked.
Yeah.
One other thing was though, some of the problems with the compilation may have to do with we didn't remove the styles there. If you recall from before when we did that, there were 3 styles that you need to take out. So take those out.
All the colors.
Yeah, the colors.
That helped the R issue.
Okay, so the colors issues, the R issues may be related to
I'm
the
good, yeah. I just need to.
So hopefully this is doing something here. We'll give it a little bit of time. It takes like 5 minutes to. We brought some.
Is that what it's supposed to be, or did I miss that wrong?
I think
Yep.
you spelled something else.
Well, I got some website, thank God.
Usually their site loaded faster.
That's pretty cool, though.
So on this machine last time, this took 5 minutes. It looks like some of you are loading faster. It took a while probably. I know when I did it before, if you recall, it took a long time. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. If you like, take a break. and then we can troubleshoot some issues, and then Aaron, if you like, after a little bit, you can show the other demo if it's. is it
Yeah,
good?
whenever.
Okay. How about in 10 minutes?
Sure.
After break?
After break, that'll give me time to
Yeah.
load up
Okay.
stuff.
So anyway, this is loading, and there it is. Did everyone get it to work?
I'm still having issues with the ProgressBar not being visible, and I'm wondering if it's displaying behind the.
Yeah, I think it's well, I think that the reason it's not displaying might be because of the order we put them in the.
Is there a way to specify top?
Yeah, I think if you flip the inside the layout, if you flip the order of the progress bar and the WebView widget.
Oh, that, yeah, no, it's,
Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't want to validate that matrices.
Let's just load the website. There's supposed to be something. You can put something in code. I think I don't think I put that in code. Yeah. And would you allow did you allow for internet? Right, yes. Where do you create web?
Oh, on the very bottom.
You go. Sorry. So URL, where's the URL stuff?
Right here.
Oh, it's at the very bottom.
Very
like,
bottom.
Very bottom, like.
There's 3 brackets of parentheses and semicolon above it.
Right, so down.
1, 2, 3.
Right below the 5. Yeah. Then you go WebView. Dot.
Load capital U lowercase RL.
WebView load URL. Lowercase.
And it keeps dumping thread,
Yeah.
it says.
Yeah.
yeah, this is constantly doing that.
Okay.
Is this yours, Aaron, or can I? No, okay.
Load URL, right, and then you go mirror.com. There's a string.
Did you declare this final for it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Why wouldn't these imports work?
Because you're not using them.
Not yet. How come it looks like hers are?
Well, that one you got double. So.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Oops. See, and then this. Oh, I got double of each. Thank
All
you.
of those. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks. It doesn't matter what should this be on top? The activity one? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't-
Okay.
yeah. The only usually you separate those like widgets from like views and
Oh, okay.
activities and stuff.
Cool. Just to keep it organized. Okay.
But I think yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Cool. So then, for the homework, we're gonna have to do all like get rid of the strings and everything, like we did in the beginning. you know, when we first set it up and we got rid of on the great Bill Gradle. Do we have to do that at all, or is it already done? Remember to set it up. The first thing we did.
Is this part of the next assignment? Is to strip it down?
No, because it's already like half made the assignment, you know.
Right.
So I'm just wondering.
Assignment 5?
Yeah, like the you know. I guess
I
this
don't even know
week's
what assignment
assignment.
5 is.
Chapter 5.
Oh,
Example.
yeah. So that's the CPAR activity. That's the CPAR one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over some CPAR actually here pretty soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just to make sure that
Yeah.
make sure people understand
Yeah.
how you're getting, you know, how you're getting the value from the CPAR.
Yeah. That would be great.
Oh, I see.
It's a good picture.
How they sign.
No way.
Just want to make
Are we
sure.
on break right now? Or are we...
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yep. Take a break.
It just seems like a lot of
My wife. She's my wife.
She's all signed in with Hangouts and stuff. So you're all signed in with Hangouts. So can I message you?
You can. I can sign out if you want me to.
Well, you got the. Are you streaming?
Well, I am, but I don't. So HoloLight Dark Action.
This one Android in front of it.
Yeah, Android column.
Oh,
This yours works, right?
yes. Thank you.
Okay. So Aaron, do you want me to log out or not?
That's all right.
Okay.
I'll just.
There was a doctor who did that something like that in the 80s. Well, he was like a fertility doctor. He inseminated people with like his own whoever you're supposed to. So they ended up like making like 100 something kids.
Oh, they like my market name?
Shit. That's what
How do I get out of this?
Oh, the magnifier. Control negative or minus.
Dude. There we go.
Hey.
So Aaron is going to give us a demo.
Yeah, let me get the things set up.
Yeah. So it's like, so later it is in the XML and
So I think maybe for you as well, if you pull your progress bar about in the order of the frame, And that's why it's not showing. So if you move the web view above the progress bar, then it should show it. Just change the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was my style.
I'm just running the things. Yeah, so go to the design view. It's going to just be easy to rotate anything, but you need to put it above the web line so you can actually see. So go to the design view and the activity line. And then you want to change, drag it above the progress. Change the page web drag it. Now you can.
No privacy.
Yeah. I didn't get it.
Would you say the web view should be above the progress bar or the other way? I know. Progress bar.
No, this looks correct.
Okay, good.
The web view needs to be.
Okay.
Web view on top of it.
Good. Cool.
There you go. There it
Yep.
is. So when I was creating the XML layout, drag your web above the that's why it was and for now demo.
Yes, something?
I had a pretty quick question about the homework.
It's probably within.
It's probably, yeah, we're probably gonna cover it real quick. We need to go over that. This is just, I'm just showing you how the whole C bar thing works for your homework. You could follow along if you wanted to, I guess.
Are you guys still recording?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. I think so.
Okay. Just in case I want to see it again.
This is taking so long. Okay, I think I'm ready. Okay. So for those of you who haven't completed the assignment already, you know there's like a handful that kind of fit. So the seat bar has its own listeners. And there's several ways to get that value. So you're going to want, when you go to alter your tip percent label and you slide the slider and then the tip percent goes up or down, you have to access, there's
one of several different ways. You can either seekbar.getProgress will give you the integer value at any time. So I think the book app is gonna say like, all right, slide it to whatever, and then apply, and then it'll apply the whatever value the slider's at. But we just wanted to go like show you what it's doing. How do I zoom in here? How do you do that? How do you zoom?
You just go in the seek bar down there. I don't know. I'm forgetting my words.
Magnifier?
Magnify. Search menu. That's what.
There we go. Okay. All right. So this is kind of the anonymous listener method here. So like right here, you go like seekbar that said on seekbar change listener, and then new seekbar on change listener, and then that'll give you your override methods. And in here you can see that it gives you 3 of them. You got on progress change, you got on start tracking touch, and on stop tracking touch. So you can actually access any of those events fairly easily. So here on progress, right? So you got the seek bar, and then here you have the integer value for your progress, and this is the guy that you're going to be accessing. When you directly access it outside of this, you're just getting whatever value that integer is. So without doing all these override methods, without doing the override methods, you know, if the seek bar is like halfway over, you're going to get like 50 or something like that, unless you set a max on it. So, but inside, every time you touch it, you know, since it's a listener, it's already going to have this progress. So you can go through and change everything dynamically as that progress value changes. There's also this guy, so you can do kind of like what we did with the other ones. You can actually just implement the interfaces up here, and then you can basically add the listeners at the bottom, and that'll work. This is kind of what you do if you have various widgets using the same listener. You just implement it at the class level, and then you like on click, you know, where you go through the switch case, and then, you know, is it this button, is it this button, or is it this button? The seek bar, if you've only got one seek bar, then you really only need to do the anonymous style. Anyway, you kind of demo.
Values for the is checked.
What's that?
How do you get those values for the?
All right, so the is checked. This is actually, I added one more widget, and it's just a regular switch on or off. So that kind of has its own listener, which is checked. You know, it basically just gives you a Boolean value. Let's see what we got here. What is this? Okay, so I basically just put some widgets here, right? So on the seek bar, the assignment's going to ask you to set a minimum and a maximum. You can either do that in the XML, or you can do that programmatically. To do that in the Java is basically set max on the widget itself. So like seek bar.setMax 50 or setMax 100. I added a little switch here to either set it to 50 or 100, but this is that progress guy that's inside the override method, and this just basically just spits out the value, right? So you can set that, and then when you set the max, right, that changes everything there. So To set the min is going to be set progress, I believe. So like, I think you have to go from like 15 to 30 or something. So it'd be like seek bar set progress 15, seek bar set set max 30, and then to get a decimal, obviously you just divide by 100. So yeah, I mean, is there any questions so far? Does anybody have any problems with the listeners?
Mine is the values are wrong. The values are way higher.
Sure. And you have it, and you've set max on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically just like you just get like a integer out of that progress update, right? So it's probably just has to do with the logic when.
Look, when I set max to 30, it
Right.
says the ability to go to 3,000%.
It sounds like you multiplied by 100 instead of divided by 100. Probably.
Well,
Oh, I see.
30 is 3,000 if it's a percent, right? So, because 30% is 0.3.
Right. Anything else? I mean, I put this demo up if you guys want to download it. It's on the discussion board. I also added a little resource that from Android Cookbook. It gives 5 different ways to wire up an event listener. It's pretty handy. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Good enough?
So let's see.
Stop the recording.
No, I have a